Okay, so John here, the irony of the Boycott Hamilton movement is that it's most likely folks who already boycott both hip-hop and the knowledge of history. Yeah, I mean, if Trump supporters this year have really told us anything, it's that they really don't, they basically have the memory of goldfish. What is up, heathens? Today, we're gonna go through some Boycott Hamilton tweets. And I have to tell you, they are fabulous. Of course, there was a fair amount of good tweets, which we'll go through first, but then we'll get into the more ridiculous ones, okay?
You know, we had a guest in the audience this evening. And Vice President-elect Pence, I see you walking out, but I hope you will hear us just a few more moments. There's nothing to boo here, ladies and gentlemen. There's nothing to boo here. We're all here sharing a story of love. We have a message for you, sir. We hope that you will hear us out. And I encourage everybody to pull out your phones and tweet and post, because this message needs to be spread far and wide, okay? Vice President-elect Pence, we welcome you, and we truly thank you for joining us here at Hamilton, an American Musical. We really do. We, sir, we are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us, our planet, our children, our parents, or defend us and uphold our inalienable rights, sir. But we truly hope that this show has inspired you to uphold our American values and to work on behalf of all of us. All of us. This wonderful American story told by a diverse group of men and women of different colors, creeds, and orientations.
How does a bastard or
People who want to boycott Hamilton but couldn't do so without Googling what it was first. Okay, I really, as soon as we get into the actual tweets, I don't think that anybody actually Googled what it was or even what was said. Trump supporters, you liberals are a bunch of crybabies. Also Trump supporters, boycott Hamilton because they were mean to Mike Pence. Look, when you put it like that, it really does sound childish, because it is. The guy who harassed Obama about his birth certificate for years is whining about a lecture from theater kids. Oh no, the theater kids hurt Mike Pence's feelings. He's gonna go home and cry to Daddy Trump. Yes, I'm sure the T. Klux Klansmen now tweeting boycott Hamilton. We're dying to see a hip-hop musical celebrating immigrants and diversity. Yeah, they were first in line to get the $1,200 seats. Yes, by all means, boycott Hamilton. I've been trying to get tickets. Anything you can do to free up some is great. I'll buy you a Starbucks. Trump Cup. Pretty much Twitter turned into this whole thing of, we'll take your tickets if you're going to boycott Hamilton. And if you actually go to, like, any kind of ticketing service for Hamilton, you'll see resale tickets, but, like, the lowest that you could go is $995, and that's, like, nosebleed section. They're not hurting for money. Shauna, congratulations on bravely refusing to see a show with a 2-year waiting list. Yeah, bravo. I'm going to boycott Hamilton. I wasn't planning on going anyways, but I'm definitely not now. How much are tickets? Holy fuck. They're how much? Yeah, I'm boycotting Hamilton. That shit ain't worth that much. Remember when the cast of Hamilton ripped off people through a fake university and settled out of court? Yeah, me neither. We're getting now we're gonna get into the shit responses to it and the people truly supporting it, because you got Bryan Cranston up there that's saying the Hamilton musical cast spoke to the VP-elect eloquently, respectfully, and from the heart. At real Donald Trump, obviously you didn't see the tape, and then just perfectly fuck off, asswipe. Boycott Hamilton. You weren't going in the first place, bro.
How does a bastard, trust fund, son of a realtor and a Scotswoman drop?
And of course, this is what started all of the Boycott Hamilton stuff. Donald Trump. And this is a deleted tweet of his. Very rude and insulting of Hamilton cast member to treat our great future VP Mike Pence to a theater lecture. Couldn't even memorize lines. They wanted to be clear, concise, and exact in their language. I don't fault them from reading from something. They just performed a play where they memorized their frickin' lines. I don't expect them to memorize one single speech. Boycott Hamilton, so they're not animals. They are worse than animals. Again, I will say this. Who the hell do you think you are? Actors? Hardly. Actually, I think with the fact that they've managed to make Hamilton such a successful musical, and the fact that they're wanting to branch out, put it in different cities, make even more money that way, and that there's a 2-year waiting list for the current run of it, yeah, I think that they're pretty darn good actors. And they are in no way animals. How is addressing Pence and being like, hey, be a decent person, don't screw us over. Like, how is that saying that they're worse than animals? It's not like they got up on stage and they looked at Pence and was like, or something. I don't know. Boycott Hamilton. If Barack had been treated like Pence was, leftists would have marched on the theater and burned it to the ground. Well, Barack did have this happen.
There are also those who claim that our reform efforts would ensure illegal immigrants. This, too, is false. The reforms I'm proposing would not apply to those who are here illegally. It's not true. And one more misunderstanding I want to clear up. Under our plan, no federal dollars will be used to fund abortions, and federal conscience laws will remain in place. Now,
and, Congress, is still kind of standing. We didn't burn that place to the ground. Okay, I love this one in particular because it directly says that he didn't, actually know what happened. It boycott Hamilton because whatever they did was bullying. That just shows that you don't actually know what happened and that you're just pretty much following the crowd. And you feel like you should boycott Hamilton just because for whatever reason. Boycott Hamilton is not the answer. Cancel Hamilton is the answer. Yeah, because you know what? If somebody says something that you don't like to somebody that you do like, well, we just gotta shut them up because they're not saying things that you want to hear. Because that's how America works, right? Hey, what's the First Amendment again? Looks like we are going to have to boycott Hamilton. Honestly, the cast and crew should be ashamed of themselves. Really?
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said. This was 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
Be ashamed. Honestly, I think Pence should be the one that's ashamed of himself. I think he should be the one that's embarrassed to be Mike Pence. Boycott Hamilton's The Leftards has a point. The correct hashtag should be cancel Hamilton. They want censorship. Let's give it to them. I don't think the Democrats, the left people, they don't want censorship. There's the extreme left, that would want censorship, and then there's the extreme right, which you happen to be on, they want censorship too. There's most of the population is actually dead in the center. And we don't want censorship either way. We just want people to exercise their freedom of speech however they want to, and that's what Hamilton was doing that night. There's no problem here. We don't want any kind of censorship. I don't know where you're coming from with this. Everyone has a right to free speech, but cornering somebody is cowardly and classless. They did not corner him. Okay, I don't know if you saw where exactly he was sitting. He was sitting at the very front in the overhang part, where the important people sit, where Lincoln got shot in the head. That's where he was sitting. He wasn't like a commoner. No, he was overlooking all of his subjects. All right, so this one, Broadway's Hamilton gets destroyed on social media for attacking Mike Pence with hashtag boycott Hamilton. They didn't get destroyed. I looked at the ability to get tickets afterwards, and I mean, there were resale tickets available. I don't know if those are commonly available, but I think that nobody was affected by this. Like, the people that are screaming boycott Hamilton had no plans to go, didn't know what it was, and also didn't realize that Broadway plays were still a thing. Boycott Hamilton. The production filth is rabid. Wonder how much Hamilton has made. See, on Broadway, Hamilton is consistently selling out all 1,300 seats at the Richard Rodgers Theater and is currently grossing $1.9 million a week in ticket sales. $1.9 million a week! No, their production isn't filth. It's not. It actually is making nearly $2 million a week. How much do you make serving Whoppers at Burger King? Very cool. Boycott Hamilton. We just had a Trump flash mob outside the Hamilton Theater. Okay, so at what point does it go from being a flash mob to a protest? Like, you're out there basically protesting Hamilton because they quote-unquote bullied Mike Pence from the stage by asking him to be a decent person and uphold American value. I really don't get where you're coming from on this. Like, I don't see when does it go from flash mob to protest? Democrats and whatnot, those that voted for Hillary, took to the streets and have been protesting Trump getting into office, winning the electoral vote, because not only did Gore lose it in the past to the electoral vote, but he won the popular vote. Also, Hillary Clinton has won the popular vote by like millions of votes. So they have a pretty good reason for protesting, and they're not protesting to change the outcome of it. Some of them might be, but they're a bit delusional. There's no way to change the outcome of it, but, they're out there protesting to have their voices heard, just like you people are. You're protesting Hamilton because what? They asked Pence to be a decent person? Come on. Take your diapers off, put on some big boy pants, and buck up. You pigs didn't do that to Hillary when Hillary came, and she really does hate black people and gay people. I would love to see the reference material on that particular one, but considering that it's coming from a deplorable Trump-tard, I don't think that we're going to get it. Yeah, why not? They deserve it for being so low class.
Written by a nice reporter. Now the poor guy, you got to see this guy. Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember. He's going like, I don't remember. Maybe that's what I said. This is 14 years ago. They didn't do a retraction.
Exactly what was low class about it? The dude stood up there, took out a piece of parchment, read off the statement, and full period clothing, looking classy as crap, and he read it, and he was respectful when he read it, and he basically just asked for Mike Pence to be a decent human person and respect their rights when he's in, as the VP. Not that Mike Pence can really do anything other than oversee Congress. He doesn't really have any power or anything. Hamilton musical, too bad you even had to make a statement. I am just one that will boycott Hamilton. You shouldn't mix your politics with arts. Actually, I would argue that you should mix politics with arts. You definitely should. And everybody that has a chance to be sort of face-to-face with Mike Pence, at least be in the same room with him and be able to make a statement like that to him, you should definitely take that chance and do it, especially with the cast of Hamilton being as diverse and multicultural as they are. And of course, you got Newt Gingrich here. The arrogance and hostility of the Hamilton cast to Vice President-elect and guest at the theater is a reminder to the left. The left still fights, and this is a good reason why we need to keep on speaking out whenever we can, to let them know that we will not ignore them, and we will not ignore their insane policies and their insane things that they want to push through government. They need to know that we will always be here to push back. Okay, I feel like this one is very outrageous, okay? And I'm going to reveal the rest of it here in a second. But the sensitive and empathetic tolerant, open-minded left, hashtag boycott Hamilton. And then they have this image.
Why does he have a peace sign on his shirt and he's backing him?
Well, that's because it's a straw man. They're misrepresenting people that disagree with another set of people in order to make their argument easy to...
What?
And now we see that it's a bunch of liberals standing around beating the crap out of someone wearing a Make America Great Again shirt. To them, Hamilton's crew standing up and being like, yo, treat us like people, don't disrespect our rights, is like beating them to death with billboards, rocks, and 2x4s. What? This is very dramatic and very like drama queenie of the Trump supporters. Trump patriots have begun to boycott Hamilton. We stand by our word and our president VP-elect. Out of line, apologize or shut it down. Oh, really? Apologize or shut it down? I don't think that Trump has really apologized for much of anything. Apologize or shut it down? Really? Is that the route that you want to go? Like, total censorship of positions that you don't agree with? I guess because you have a majority in Congress and a Republican candidate in the White House now, you feel like censorship is just it. We're gonna 1984 this country! Yeah! Liberals used art to slander a guest, Mike Pence. Liberals talk diversity and inclusion, but don't practice them. Okay, so first of all, they didn't slander him. Actually, the cast said, no, don't boo Mike Pence, because apparently some of the crowd actually booed him. They were like, no, don't boo him. And, we're here to have, to say our piece, and we're going to be respectful about it. Like, that's what they said, if you don't remember. But what they're talking about here with the liberals talk diversity and inclusion, but don't practice them, we're talking about the casting call for it, and I want to go into that a little bit. So they're pointing out this particular part of the Hamilton casting call, saying, seeking non-white men and women ages 20s and 30s for Broadway and upcoming tours. What they're wanting to do is recreate the original casting of it. And if you actually go back and look at the original casting calls, which I'm bringing up right now, if you'll notice, at the very top, the general note is looking for people of all ages and all ethnicities. So the original note for this says that they were looking for everybody. Once they casted that first cast, they kind of set the tone for how the cast should be structured, even, I guess, racially. Because, if you have someone that's vastly different on stage from what everybody really knows, like, of Hamilton, they're going to feel like they were cheap. Like they were cheapened. Even if it's on par with the original cast, they're going to feel like it's not. So what they're trying to do in this particular thing is recreate that original cast. Because the original cast had so many non-white people playing in them, that's who they need to fill the roles for. I'm sure that they have plenty of white people already suited to fill those positions for those particular cast members, but what they're lacking is the non-white one. Boycott Hamilton, typical liberal bullying, biggest hypocrites on the planet, so sick of the double standards. Tolerance my ass. They're not bullying. They didn't bully him. They spoke respectfully to him, and they didn't do anything. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, these tweets are freaking ridiculous, right? Let me know what you think down below. Boycott Hamilton, total trash show. The $2 million a week, I would say, is not trash. That's making bank, if you will. We make celebrities, time to unmake them. Stop paying their salaries. If you want to stop going, that's fine. But they've already made probably hundreds of millions of dollars on it already. Well, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at these tweets with me. I hope that you guys will definitely subscribe for more content like this. And I will see you heathens later.